Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm a little sick today, so I will try to make this video pretty short so you guys don't have to hear my sick voice. But let me know how often do you guys want videos? I try to do them like around weekly, minus this time. But I try to do at least like once a week because the portfolio doesn't change often enough to do daily. I feel like, but I can always cover other stuff too. But let's get into the portfolio because some things have changed. All right. Obviously, we are down, probably with the majority of people. But I did have a lot of cash in my last video, and now I have no cash. So, if you guys know me, if you guys have seen some previous videos, you probably know my favorite stock, and that is SoFi. All right, so I am pretty much going not well. I mean, almost all in. I would say majority in SoFi. So right now my average cost is 21.15. It is very possible that I will continue to lower this average cost, but I really, really, really like SoFi here. I think this is just an absolute steal. I think this is like fairly valued in my opinion. I think this is fairly valued around $30 for this year, and then 35 2027, and then $40 in 2028 according to their earnings. I think they're trying to grow at a compounded rate of 35% over the next 3 years, so 2026, 2027, 2028, which is incredible. So basically, theoretically, they will double everything by 2028, at the end of 2028. So I think this is easily a $30 stock, and I'm really trying to capitalize on the move back to 30. I know it's going to go back to 30. I don't know when. Obviously, nobody knows when. But I want to capitalize as much as I can when the time comes. So obviously, I'm not like going all in yet, but I am pretty heavy in it as of right now. But if I could capitalize on a 50% move to the upside, that would put me at around 60K of profit. Well, minus what I'm down right now, so it'd be about 47 ish thousand from a 50% move from here. But yeah, that's my plan with SoFi. I do really, really, really want to capitalize on this, and if it continues to go down, I will continue to buy. I scooped up like another, I don't even know, 500, 600 shares today. I'm still in my 200 Hood, my 75 Microsoft, and my 200 Netflix. But yeah, and instead of like buying it all on margin, I decided to sell puts on margin. This will generate me, I think it's like 1,000 and some change. Yeah, $1,080 next Friday if it's above 17.5, which it's at 19.02 right now. So we got about $1.50 of cushion, or like 8 to 9% of cushion, which I'm very happy with. So yeah, portfolio's down today, slightly down. Wow, the meta play really saved me for this year. But once SoFi bounces back, the portfolio is going to bounce back very, very hard, which I will be very ready for. I'm very happy. But if you guys did not know, we had some crazy news today. Basically, the Supreme Court has finally come to a decision on the tariffs. They had a 6-3 ruling today, and they struck down. Now, there's some keywords in here. They struck down Trump's reciprocal tariffs, okay? So all the tariffs that he had kind of like overdone, like when they were having that China back and forth, see who can get the higher tariffs, like all that reciprocal stuff is all gone. But now there is basically a 10% global tariff affecting a lot of countries. All right. So instead of there being, 20% for Canada or 40% for Europe or whatever the case was, it's pretty much a 10% flat tariff, which I agree much more with this personally. I feel like that's pretty fair, depending on what other countries are charging us in tariffs. I feel like that's not terrible. Also, right here, basically all these countries kind of want a refund now, and that was roughly going to be $175 billion in potential refunds. So that, I don't know where that money's coming from. I don't know how they're going to pay it. I don't know if they're going to pay it, but that is a very good possibility. Trump says it could be a mess or take years to resolve. I do think it could be a slight mess. But yeah, so that could possibly be coming out of taxpayer money. I have no idea. We'll see how that goes. Let's see what else. Basically, kind of bullish for stocks, right? It kind of eases global tension wars, trade wars with other countries, which means we're kind of able to trade goods back and forth for cheaper, which in the end, paying less money for goods, it's going to mean your business gets a little more profitable, which is good, basically good for stocks, right? And if you're watching this, all you care about is probably making money off of stocks. So at the end of the day, this is kind of good for us. So, and the GDP slowed to 1.4. The Atlanta Fed was expecting 3.0, so a pretty steep miss there on GDP. This mainly is because of the government shutdown for 43 days. They lost a good chunk of GDP right there. So it's still coming at 1.4. I mean, it's not terrible. At least it's positive, but the shutdown really, really hurt GDP numbers. And this 10% baseline is basically all of the European Union, China, Japan, South Korea, United Kingdom, and Australia. So that's pretty much what's going on now. It's pretty much a 10% baseline, which I feel like is a lot of people are going to be happy with. In my opinion, the only way that the tariffs work for us, the American citizens, the only way it's going to benefit us is if he does remove federal income tax. We've had tariffs for 11 months, and I have not personally heard him talk about it anymore. He talked about it right around April last year when he first was doing the tariffs. I haven't heard him talk about it since then. So, I don't know how that's going, but since they just got revoked, I'm sure the whole income thing is probably, off the table now as well. But yeah, I mean, you have the tariffs for 11 months, and I feel like he was not even initiating a plan to remove income tax, and it had been almost a year. So, I mean, that's not cool, in my opinion, because tariffs are definitely hurting us unless we have more money from not paying taxes. But, yeah, I mean, that's that. So, I'm sure there's a bunch of fine print. It's probably not as easy. It's not as easy and clear as I just read. There's probably a lot of small stuff in there that we'll find out later, or that they'll decide on later. But yeah, it's definitely a mess for sure. But this is the portfolio. We only have 4 stocks, and yeah, I'm just trying to get back into SoFi as cheap as I can and make some money while I'm doing it. So this will net me almost $1,100 for next week. Also, it's $1.50 cheaper, so I could even get in cheaper than what I'm at now. Or I'll just collect the 1,000 and move on to the next. Do it again next week, I guess. But yeah, guys, that's a quick video for you guys. I'm gonna go blow my nose and hope this ends soon. So you guys have a good one. Peace.